Hi everyone, welcome to this new pitching session. A bit of a different one this time because we'll hear the intro in a second from Vincenzo, but this pitching session is not only a SEADE pitching session, it's a pitching session that is related to the innovation fair and to the broader AU-EU innovation agenda. So Vincenzo, do you want to give the few introduction words already?
Thank you very much, Antoine. And just for my understanding, how is it working? Because I see the 13 of us online. So is there more attendees that we cannot see?
Yeah. There are 5, I think, right now, 5 attendees, but they arrive as we go, I believe.
Okay, and then please tell us indeed who they are, who they represent, so that indeed we can know in real time. A very good afternoon, everybody. My name is Vincenzo Lorusso. I work at European Commission, DG Research and Innovation, in the unit that deals with cooperation with the African Union, but also with the Mediterranean region and Asia and Pacific. I myself, I work specifically on cooperation between Africa and Europe, and I co-chair the so-called African Union, European Union Innovation Agenda working group of the high-level policy dialogue on science, technology, and innovation. I'm not here alone. I'm here joined by my colleague, Tanya Gilman, who represents the coordinator from the so-called Global Service Facility, a project that is funded by the European Commission and that supports us as we implement and coordinate activities around this multilateral agenda on innovation. Indeed, Antoine was making reference to the Innovation Fair. The 6 bright minds and souls that you hear from today are the winners from the latest 2025 Innovation Fair that we hosted in Brussels with an online component. Indeed, we have one of the winners, indeed, was extra bright, allow me to say, because indeed managed to win while connecting from remote with all the difficulty that entails, as you can imagine, not feeling as much as the others, the energy coming from the audience. And of course, I don't mean to downsize anybody's performance by no means. What we're doing here is indeed thanks to the SEADE project, and you know very well that SEADE is our Horizon Europe funded project. We're trying to provide the particularly innovative and particularly innovators and startups with the biggest potential to find concrete opportunities for them to be enabled for an extra or even more than one step forward, thanks to the Innovation Fair. So this pitching opportunity comes as one of the awards that we've been indeed granting to these 6 startups. You will hear from them, and we can only hope that today's pitching session will be an important chapter for you to start potentially and hopefully collaborating with each other. So we thank the SEADE coordination team for helping us in facilitating this. This has been instrumental. We also want you to be perhaps if needed, better aware about the activities that we do. This falls within 2 multilateral initiatives, the African Union, European Union Innovation Agenda, and please, we're going to put some links in the chat. Do follow the activities that we do on the AU-EU Innovation Interface, but we also have the Union for the Mediterranean and the innovation roadmaps coming from this multilateral initiative, which really merges and brings together Europe with the Mediterranean region. By Mediterranean region, I mean also not just Southern Europe, but also Northern Africa, the Near and Middle East. So all in all, you see these innovations comes from these geographies. We look forward to your feedback, your questions. You also know that all these 6 inspiring innovations are available on the Euroquity BPI platform, where we set up a dedicated Innovation Fair label. So indeed, do look at this as an opportunity to start engaging with them and to indeed hopefully continuing this, also making use of the Euroquity BPI and the SEADE label on the platform. I'll stop it here and thank you very much for your attention and wish everybody all the very best. Thank you.
Thanks, Vincenzo. So maybe I'll give a very quick context about SEADE and about this label and Euroquity platform that Vincenzo was mentioning. Most of you are familiar with it. I don't know if you can see my presentation right now, like the SEADE logo. But very quickly, that's an EU Horizon project that's been going on for the last 2 years. It's being implemented by 10 partners in total. 5 in each continent, between Europe and Africa. And to go straight to what it is, that's an initiative that is building on all the previous projects that have been implemented between, with the goal of fostering collaboration between EU and Africa, including Enriching Africa, that most of you know because we were having this kind of session for Enriching Africa as well. And what we really focus on today is the third pillar of the project, which is pretty much the road to market activities. And most of them are done at that point because the project is finishing next month. But we still have this last reverse pitching session that, once again, we are doing in collaboration with the Innovation Fair, so that we can have their winners pitching here. And I'd say the matchmaking activities are going on still because of, or thanks, should I say, to the Euroquity platform. So this is what I was mentioning. You can find today's speeches, and I'd say the company speaking for SEADE, like all the sessions on the SEADE label, and actually the participants and the winners of the Innovation Fair on their label, both on Euroquity, so you can consult the profiles and have more information. I'll stop here so we can go into the pitching. To answer Vincenzo's question, I think that arrived, so I don't know who else is going to arrive afterward, but we already have, So we already have Fallon from the Kuzola Accelerator. We do have Just from the VC venture capital of Dow Corporation. And we do have Yabuafo from Seven Capital. So we'll start with the first pitch and hope that more people are arriving. So Vincenzo from the End for All, if you mind sharing the screen and you can start pitching.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. So good afternoon to everyone. I am Vincenzo Di Donato, co-founder and CEO at Gym for All. And today I will talk to you about how equitable access to cutting-edge technologies can really improve global health. So over 20 years after the Human Genome Project, less than 2% of African genomes are represented in reference databases, despite Africa holds the richest genetic diversity in the world. And this exclusion not only limits precise diagnostics and therapeutic application for African population, but also slow progress in global health. For example, there is one drug, Repata, that is compound lowering cholesterol that was developed after researchers found that some African population naturally have a gene variant leading to low levels of cholesterol. And the identification of a new genetic variation can also be used to find novel markers of disease progression. So African genomes really hold discoveries that can benefit the whole world. But how can we turn these discoveries into solutions? Understanding the African genome is possible today thanks to a technology that is called CRISPR-Cas9, or gene editing, that are often referred to as molecular scissors. This technology allows scientists to edit DNA with really high precision. It has been awarded Nobel Prize in 2020, and it is already revolutionizing treatment of genetic disease, enables the control of mosquito population carrying malaria, and makes crop resilient. So genome editing is really transforming the global north with first approved therapies. But here we have the reality that scientists in Africa, although those challenges are most pressing, they remain excluded from those innovations, with less than 2% of global CRISPR publication coming from the continent, resulting in almost inexistent intellectual property generation. At Gym for All, we aim to change that through a 3-level integrated model to democratize technology. At the core, there is our CRISPR Starter Package, which is the first world educational reagent kit for gene editing. It puts CRISPR directly into African lab. Around it, we are setting up training hubs, which are embedded in African institutions. These are permanent training sites, which will be based on standardized modules that will allow scalability. And finally, we integrate African scientists into global research consortia and help them to secure competitive EU funding. So this is how it works. We will democratize technology through the CRISPR work package, which will put an affordable price for low and middle income settings. Then this will be our entry point into the ecosystem. So in addition with our already present network, this will allow us to identify suitable training hubs and set them up in different institutions. And this will expand our reach. Now, here the model is based on per head pricing, but also we will have material providers which will sponsor our initiatives as we will facilitate for them market penetration of the products. And through these first two, our network will expand and will allow us to acquire associate members. So we will support these associate members with grant review, training, and expert network integration. This will generate higher margins and recurrent income. The global gene editing market is really huge and it is growing a very fast pace at 16% compound annual growth rate. But what is striking here is that in Africa, the compound annual growth rate estimated is 36%, but yet the infrastructure, the training and access are almost nearly absent. And we really think that Gene4All is positioned to lead this frontier. We will unlock local capacity at different levels. Through our work, Africa will join global genetic research landscape. Intellectual property will be generated locally. It will attract more investment, and also public understanding of genomic technology will improve, facilitating adoption of therapies. We are an international and committed team with expertise that is ranging from biotechnology in private sector and academia, grant writing, policy, and law. And we also count on a team of volunteers and ambassadors that will expand the reach of our programs. Compared to other solutions in the market, which are mostly academia-based, we are the only company proposing a layered and comprehensive approach tackling the problem. To date, we have trained more than 300 students, and there is growing interest to join us from professionals in several countries. And we're also trying to shape policy, publishing a high-impact opinion piece and policy brief. We are setting up our first training hub, and we have been recognized as best innovative startup at the EU Innovation Fair and from other committees. At the same time, we have a growing number of stakeholders. We have generated 15,000 euros to date, but to execute our full proof of concept, we are seeking 150K, 30K to produce a launch starter package, 70K to launch hubs in Ghana, Uganda, 50K to support operation. This will allow us to make a real step forward. And now imagine this power of 1,000 African scientists using cutting-edge tools to develop solutions which matter locally and globally. So join us today to make this possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vincenzo. So investors present, you can ask whatever question you have in the chat directly or in the Q&A section. You don't have to wait for the end of the page, by the way. You can do it during the page if you have questions coming up, but don't hesitate to ask any question you will have in the chat. In the meantime, I do have one, Vincenzo, for you, which is whether you could tell us a little bit more on the rationale behind setting up this training center in first Ghana and Uganda.
Yes, actually, at the moment, we already count on an extensive network of partners. And indeed, what we are trying, the training hubs are also responding to a need. And for example, in Ghana, one of our partners is willing to set up a center to model breast cancer in Ghana using African variants. And so we are there to help them set up this center because the functional relevance of these variants is unknown. While in Uganda, there is another center which actually is already being set up as a training center, but not with this kind of technology, but it is more advanced technology for gene therapy purposes. And so basically the idea is really to support them in order to develop and to train students and also laboratory technicians locally in order to develop novel gene therapy approaches for African specific variants.
All right, and maybe follow-up question quickly, which is how do you plan on attracting researchers apart from these collaborations?
Well, actually, as I have explained, one part of our entry into the market is the network that we have already generated through our work in previous years with other institutions, other non-profit institutions. But the idea is really that the CRISPR starter package will allow us to enter and to get interest around the technology. Also, the idea is that we started branding the CRISPR starter package solution, which at the moment it's really unique. So little by little, we have already performed like a market analysis in 10 different countries, already collecting adhesions and interest from different scientists. And one idea is that we will have ambassadors, which will be scientists which are placed in different countries, which will allow to expand our network. So we have different ways of expanding.
That makes a lot of sense. Thanks, Vincenzo. So investors, if you have any more questions coming afterward, feel free to still write them in the chat, but please tag Vincenzo so that he knows that you're talking to him. And then if you have a lot more questions, you can always request an intro. So you should have a survey appearing on the screen. We also share in a minute a link to a form for you to ask for introduction. Thanks a lot, Vincenzo.
Thank you very much.
And now we'll move on to the next page, which is Abaka presenting Telemedan.
Okay. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we
Seeing
can.
that.
Perfect.
Okay. I guess I can start, right?
You can start whenever you're ready.
Okay. So, hi everyone. I'm Abaka Muhammad from Chad. I'm the founder and the CEO of Telemedan. So let's begin. So what is the problem? You know, in Chad, we are over 20 million inhabitants for just 2,000 doctors. We are far away from the WHO standards, which recommends 23 doctors per 10,000 inhabitants. But let me tell you that it's not just a Chadian problem. It's an African problem, not to say a global problem. Indeed, 1 African out of 3 don't have access to healthcare services, leading to thousands of deaths each year. And this problem is getting worse now by extreme poverty, the lack of infrastructures, and of course, medical deserts. So that's why we had to come with a solution that will bring efficiency, effectiveness, innovation, and sustainability. So here we are, Telemedan, where we design and deploy medical kiosks that are powered by solar energy and connected to internet to allow remote communities to have access to healthcare services in the most effective way and in the most affordable way. Thanks to our medical kits that are connected and assembled into the kiosk, we can allow on-site diagnosis for cardiology, pregnant women, and many others. We have also developed this year our first mobile app to book appointment at distance, also do the teleconsultation, and make follow-up and receive more data. So here are a couple of use cases or solution in the field. So we can use it in pharmacies, district hospital, district sanitaries, and in provinces. But we can also use Telemedan in refugee camps, in private or public schools, and even in prisons where they don't have access to specialists. So, ladies and gentlemen, the market opportunity for Telemedan is very interesting. It's estimated at $2 billion. Actually, our TAM, which is our total addressable market, is Africa, with more than 500 million people lacking access to healthcare services. So how do we make money? Our business model is very simple. It's diversified between the B2G, the B2B, and the B2C. So we are selling our kiosks to governments, corporates, NGOs, and also individuals through our services. But you have also to know that the B2G model is our first mainstream of income, which is not very safe for us for the long-term financial sustainability in the long term. So I will explain that later. To date, we have impacted more than 60,000 people across 11 provinces in Chad, thanks to our partnership agreement with the Public Ministry of Health and the National Digital Health Program. We train over 200 health workers and allow the reduction of by 80% of access to healthcare services in those communities. So like I said, we do have partners that help us since the day one. We started back in 2021. So they helped us build our product, have our first impact, conduct our first pilots, and to date. So we have the Beyssac Foundation to the Public Ministry of Health of Chad. So what we are asking $1.5 million to develop the B2C model of Telemedan. Like I said at the beginning, we are just depending on the sales from the government. It's the P2G model since the beginning. But to ensure a financial sustainability in the long term, we want to deploy our own network of kiosks, and then we will be able to have, the fees from the teleconsultation. We could collect directly the fees from the teleconsultation. So for that, we are going to use the funds, as you can see, ranging from operations to infrastructures. So for the deliverables, we want to deploy 10 fully equipped telemedicine stations across key areas in Chad. We will also drive customer acquisition for our mobile application and tech enhancement and recruit also key personnel. So we expect to reach 100,000 people within the 24 months, create our impact and empower rural communities, by the way. So for that, the roadmap is very clear from Q1 preparation and first deployment. Q2, we have the feedbacks, and now we expand. And we expect to reach a break even at Q3 and conclude with a Q4 with the full 10 stations deployed. So we are a team of 8 people with 3 women, highly skilled and deeply committed to solve this humanitarian problem. To date, we also won many awards and many prizes, which gave us financial support and technical support, and also visibility and credibility for the project during the journey. So at Telemedan, we believe that remote areas and vast deserts should not be a barrier to human development, but a frontier where technology and sustainability could bring change and save lives. So please join us in our journey.
Thanks a lot, Abaka. So once again, floor is open for questions. If you have any, feel free to write them in the chat. And once again, I start myself with just asking for clarification on your business model. Do you expect B2C to replace entirely your B2G business, or do you expect them to work kind of in parallel?
Yeah, we expect them to work on the same time. I mean, because for the moment, the B2G model is the mainstream of income. We are just selling our kiosks. But as a startup that we are starting, it's not safe to just, expect on one main on one mainstream of income. Surely with the government, and in Africa, it's not that sure to work with the government in the long term. So we want to develop, because we know we have a big market opportunity for that. And our real niche is the B2C model, which I think that will overpass the B2G model. So we expect to have more income coming for the B2C than the B2G. But we are not going to, eliminate the B2G model. No, we are just want, to do better and to ensure a financial sustainability in the long term.
All right, but I guess most of your efforts will focus on the B2C then.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. That makes a lot of sense. Well, then, as I cannot see any question, let's open the opportunity to ask for a meeting. So if you want a meeting, either fill the form that Diab is going to send in the chat. Either you can also answer to the survey. Thanks a lot, Abaka, for the page. It was great.
Thank you.
And let's, as we're waiting for the answers, let's welcome Luna for LUXEED Robotics.
Hi, Antoine. Happy to be here. I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
Take your time.
Can you see my full screen?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna begin.
You can begin, whenever we're ready.
$43 billion will be lost if weeds are poorly maintained. And that's in US soybeans and cornfields alone. But it's 2025 and weeds should be well taken care of by now, right? Well, weeding is broken, labor is vanishing, and costs exponentially on the rise. Herbicides are failing, with 270 weed species becoming herbicide resistant. Take Ralph, a cash crop farmer planting onions, carrots, and parsnips in the Netherlands. Over the next 10 years, weeding will cost Ralph 10 million euros on his 260 hectares, without considering yield losses or that many of his herbicides will probably be banned or resisted. We're going to come back to Ralph. So I've spoken to at least 20 other farmers, all complaining more about labor shortage than it becoming expensive. And they say that lasers are the future, the technology that we're working on, only if the specs and price of the technology make sense, because now they don't. Our mission is to make laser weeding accessible to small and medium-scale farmers who have high-value crops, like onions and carrots, like Ralph. Our AI and software are designed around the science behind laser weeding, not a simple weed crop recognition. It enabled us to design an affordable machine without compromising precision or speed. And our process patent will be filed before the end of 2025. Here you can see the medium weeds being hit at a less speed. Farmers only really care about throughput, so the weeds per second that we hit, and how it relates to price, because this will determine their ROI. And that's why our unit price is 3 times less. This is what we focused on. But also, we had to focus on the weight because it causes soil compaction on land. And thanks to our low throughput power, we can put our modules behind a small tractor or an autonomous platform for any farm size. In other words, we can cover a capacity from 20 hectares to 150 hectares. And these are some farmers and each belonging to a certain segment. For Ralph, for example, for him that means less than half the weeding costs over the next 10 years for his organic onions and carrots, without considering yield gains thanks to laser weeding. When you invest in LUXEED, you invest in us, 2 co-founders who moved from Lebanon to the Netherlands with our ambitions to replace herbicides. And now Jad, our CTO, who's a PhD candidate, will be joining us. We work along with 4 different brilliant engineers from Lebanon, and our core strengths are adaptability and collaborative spirit. And together we moved through challenges. Our AI stands at 85% accuracy, and the moving prototype has a hit rate of 50%. Of course, we had support on the way from farmers who gave us free plots and access to more than 40 fields to collect 6,000 images for the AI. And partners like our laser supplier who offered us the laser at 30% market price because he wants us to beat carbon robotics. And also Wageningen University provided us with a test plot post-season. Next, in 2026, we still need to improve the speed and hit rate of the moving system and the detection of the weeds that are smaller than 3 mm. The goal of spring 2026 is indeed to validate the technology, improve it for winter 2026 to demo for serious farmers. We have 3 national exhibitions that we want to participate in, 3 demos planned, and at least 3 farmers and experimental farms on onions only for now. By 2027, we start collecting purchase orders from early adopters. We are showing now interested farmers progress in the right direction and building trust, and we are aiming for at least 1 sales contract for 2027, of course at a discounted price, because these farmers helped us. Upon market entry at TRL 8, however, we are switching to B2B, selling to agri-machinery distributors. Since we have a low power, we can also attach our modules behind all autonomous platforms on the market, like Farming Revolution, AgroIntelli, creating more channels for us in the market. And within the first 4 years of market entry, we want to replace over 100,000 liters of herbicides every year. We're aiming for a seed round closing at the end of 2026. After we minimize all technical risks, we will use the money to grow our team, build the first product, and enhance the AI accuracy over multiple crops. Our runway is for 1 year, and we've received around 800,000 euros. We're actively looking for investors with diverse backgrounds, manufacturing, production, scalability, and market introductions. So join us in our journey to make chemical spraying a thing of the past and organic crops accessible to everybody. And thank you.
Thanks a lot, Luna. So once again, let's move on to the questions. If you have questions, you can write them in the chat. And I'll maybe clarify something, which is a bit of context. You said you have 85% accuracy at the moment, recognition accuracy. How much, how accurate does it have to be to make sense commercially?
For both the onion weed recognition, they have to be at more than 90%. The farmers are okay if we hit some of their onions, 5 to 6%. But if we go for flowers, we have to be at 99.9%.
Okay, that makes sense. And so does that kind of impact your go-to-market strategy?
Yes and no, because they know what it takes. I mean, also now manual labor is performing a lot of yield losses. They have like on sown onions, they can go up to 50% yield losses. So farmers are okay struggling with us the first few months to test and come to us, give us feedback, go back. So they're more excited than us. They look at it like it's a gold mine now.
Okay, perfect. Well, then, if there are no more questions yet, I'll thank you a lot, Luna. And I already sent the survey. Once again, if it's easy for you, investors, you can just fill the form that we sent. And without further ado, I'll call Aude for Quasi Midwife. Thanks again, Luna. I'm afraid we can't hear you, Aude.
I didn't mute my thing, but now you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay,
We can't see your
perfect.
slides anymore. Yeah, perfect.
Can you see now?
Yes. So
Okay.
perfect.
Okay, let me start. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aude. I am a midwife and the founder of Crazy Midwife, which is a community benefit company. Every year, Africa loses 200,000 mothers and 1 million of newborns. These are not just numbers, they are preventable tragedies. The hard truth is like 90% of them that can be prevented with the right care at the right time. As a midwife, I haven't seen these challenges firsthand. Too often we work alone with no easy way to communicate or collaborate. That's why I thought of creating a digital platform. So you're wondering yourself how this digital platform works. It's a cloud-based digital system built for midwives. It provides midwives with a real-time patient information, allow the multidisciplinary team to add notes upon a midwife request, also be able to integrate the lab results directly to the patient digital profile, and also be able to enable remote supervision and mentorship. We are uniquely positioned for the following 3 reasons. We're 100% on midwife empowerment. So we center the midwife as a primary user. We integrate the entire maternal health journey from the preconception until the postpartum. And we're also real-time monitoring and cloud-based collaboration powered by AI. So how we see our addressable market, we start in Rwanda, a country with 3,000 midwives. Our goal is to train and onboard the 20 ambassadors midwives and hopefully double the number in 2027. Our vision is to then capture a significant share of the Rwandan market and to be able to expand across Africa, targeting hundreds of thousands of midwives. Our revenue model of the platform is diversified and scalable. We'll have the SIS subscription. We can be monthly or annual fees for the platform access. There will be also another revenue from the training and the certification for the midwife to be able to use that platform. We'll also, our revenue also will be enterprises and NGOs contracts with large organizations such hospitals or insurances company. And we also have the premium features where we can deliver some data analytics or be able to offer virtual consultations since we're doing this as a CBC. Our rollout is planned in 4 clear phases. We have the phase 1 will be the development of the platform and to pilot is me as the founder. The phase 2 will be the training of the 20 midwives who are going to be the ambassadors in our pilots. Phase 3, we're looking to scale in the 4 provinces outside Kigali. And the phase 4, we're ready to accept offers from other countries across Africa. to execute our first one pilot and to promote our model, we're raising $200,000 dollars. The funds are allocated as follows. So we will have 40% will be only for the platform development. The 20% will be for pilot operation. The 15% will be to training the first 20 midwife ambassadors. And another 50% will be for our core team, and we'll end up with the 10% for our marketing and our partnership. Our team, you have me as the midwife and the founder. You have the legal team who's represented by Richard Mugisha. You have our Tétan de Jour, our fundraising and our director of fundraising and growth. You have Giselle Ruggiero, who will be our manager, who's doing our operation manager. And we end up also with our team of software, who will be represented by Mayowa, and ended up with Tekla, our marketing team. So with this, this is our request. When you invest in us, you invest not only in software, but you invest also in mothers' lives, and you invest also in a newborn first breath. You are giving a midwife the tools to that she needs to be the hero that she is. So please join us in our mission, and thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Aude. Moving on to questions. I just have a clarification question on the premium features that you have. Who are they targeting? Yes. Are they targeting the midwives?
The premium features?
Yeah.
So we're targeting all the data that we'll be able to have, since the 20 midwives will be working. And also we want to, because we're doing this with the CBC, we think that we'll be also able to offer some virtual consultation, because we have also attraction of mothers who are not living in Kigali only, and who live across Africa, and which we give already those consultations virtual. So we're thinking to put them in the platform.
All right. And then these analytics, they would be accessible to
the analytics will be accessible via the platform, but also will be for clinics and hospitals to be able to share us the data that we have collected, if it's like regarding like mental health, postpartum depression, or any data that we can have during our mission as an independent midwife.
All right.
And we'll be able to offer them to the MOH, because our minister is really in the policy of reducing the maternal death.
All right. All right, thanks. That makes a lot of sense. I don't see any questions from investors yet. So thanks a lot, Aude. And now we'll have the short survey. And we'll call Theo for the next page. Thanks again, Aude. So please, Theo, wait for a couple of seconds so that everyone has time to drink some water and answer the survey. And then you can start whenever you're ready.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you see my screen? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Theophilus Venth, and I am the founder of Venth Ventures. We produce the Edwin Cup, a healthy, biodegradable cup that is made from fresh tropical fruits. It serves as an alternative to single-use plastic cups. Our mission is to reduce plastic pollution and post-harvest waste using food innovation. Every year, Every day, millions of disposable plastic cups are thrown away just few minutes after use, but yet it takes 400 years to decompose. In Africa, there's a rise in plastic pollution and environmental degradation. And in Nigeria, where I come from, 88% of plastics generated ends up in landfill rather than being recycled. Our solution is an edible cup, safe for consumption, that is formulated, fortified with fresh tropical fruits like coconut, ginger, and dates. We also tackle waste generation and lack of sustainable packaging options. We pride our product as Nigeria's first and only edible cup brand with trade secrets blended in our unique formulation. Our cups are tasty, crunchy, suitable for creams, yogurt, and ice creams. In fact, once you finish your drink, you can eat your cup. Even if you decide to discard your cup, it will break down in less than 14 days. This market is enormously large. Globally, 500 billion cups are used. With only 1% of the market share in Nigeria, Edwin Edible Cup will replace 10 million cups from going to landfill. We will produce these cups in Nigeria, selling to cafes, roasteries, and ice cream shops. Now, consumers can order the edible cup for the same price as alternative milk. We align ourselves with SDG 3 and 13, integrating health, nutrition, and sustainability with an African-inspired flavored multi-use at a Pan-African market at a low cost. However, other edible cups you may find overseas are expensive. We have tested our prototype in 2 cafes with over 20 cafes in the pipeline, as they would want our products on their stock list. We will launch commercially in the first quarter of 2026 with cafes with strong sustainability agenda. Scaling our production is the next step. In the last 7 months, we have replaced over 4,900 single disposable cups with 3 times return on investment. We have also empowered 10 local farmers with access to markets. We have promoted the circular economy by upcycling even the waste coconut shells into fashionable buttons and have partnered with 2 businesses. This is our financial projection as we intend to become an export-ready brand for Africa and Europe within the next 3 years. To help us achieve this milestone, we seek investments, partnerships, and grants of 200,000 euros. This will help us improve and get machineries and automate our process, which includes packaging lines and automating machines, cooling sensors, packaging lines, dehydrating and baking tunnels for our production. We'll also want to set up infrastructures, which include space and storage infrastructure. Raw material sourcing will take 16.7%. Research and development, 8.9%. We are the right team to make this happen. I am a pharmacist with over 7 years of experience in the food and nutrition space. We have a medical doctor on our team, a computer scientist, and a microbiologist on our team. By replacing single-use plastic with eco-friendly biodegradable alternatives, we reduce plastic pollution from the source. Join us as we nourish the people and protect the environment, 1 cup at a time. Thank you. We're excited to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Theo, for this great presentation. We now move on to questions, and maybe without waiting, I have one question, which is about, I'd say, the process for creating these cups, because you have a team that is specialized in the topic. How long was it for you to find the right, I'd say, formula, and how easy is it to replicate for you?
Okay, thank you. So I come from a family of bakers. from my grandma to my mom, and now to me. And also as a pharmacist who is well-trained also in formulation, I was able to use those ideas into making a unique brand. I call it a trade secret blended with a unique formulation. And over the years, it wasn't so difficult for me. After my induction as a pharmacist and graduation, I decided to follow in fully in making healthy products that protect the environment and also nourishes the body. And I was able to get friends first that became partners who were also within the same line and had expertise when it comes to formulations and technical knowledge. Sorry, your mic is muted.
I know. I was saying thanks. That was exactly on point regarding my question. I see that everyone's a bit shy today, so thank you so much, Theo. We'll move straight to the last speech of the day so that we can finish on time. Thanks again. If you do want to know more about Venture, don't hesitate to ask for a meeting either through the habitual survey, either through the link that we sent. Thanks a lot, Theo. And yeah, sorry, Mediha, I didn't call you up. So the last piece of the day is going to be Astrosit, and Mediha is going to present it. You can feel free to share your screen.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, perfectly.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna share. Can you see it?
We can see it is not full screen yet.
Huh. Okay, now it's full screen.
I think now you're still sharing the Canva window. I think you need to switch window.
Oh. Okay. Let me try again. Your screen. Okay. I'm sorry for the delay.
No worries.
But it's not working. Do you see my screen right now?
No, not at all.
Okay, but I'm not sure why can't I. Well,
We want to try again the same way, and then it's not going to be full screen, but I think we can all see it still.
Yes. There's a problem. I'm sorry. But okay, it's just not working. Maybe I can go out and come in again.
That will have to be
to the meeting.
Very fast.
Yes.
We have the day. Or maybe we can share for you.
Yes, that would be great.
Do this one. Yes. Let me check that we visit your deck.
I don't know why I can't.
You don't have it, unfortunately. Do you want to try exiting and coming back very fast?
Yes. Okay.
All right. So for maybe in the meantime, so Astrosit is developing sensors for various types of gases. So usually sensors are kind of have let's say 5 to 10 types of gases that it can discover. Thanks to AI, Astrosit's sensors can actually be set in order to perceive a lot more different gases, and here is Melissa. She will explain it so much better than I do. Yes, Melissa.
Okay. So let's try again. To this window. Okay. Now can you see me?
Yeah,
you
we
see
can
the
see your
present?
screen.
Okay.
It's not full screen,
It
but
should
I
be.
think it's been. Never mind. I think.
It should be full screen now, but
Yeah, but it just doesn't show the window in which it is full screen. So I think it's better if you present it from Canva directly.
Okay, I'm gonna present here.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Melih Olamış from Astrosit. Now today I'm gonna present you our project Smell Control. As you know, today machines can see, can hear, can feel, and even they can learn. But I want to ask you, can they smell? Because of systems' inability to analyze odors, huge losses are occurring. Explosion in factories, poisoning, forest fires, and especially in Africa and Mediterranean, in Turkey, in Europe. There's more than 7 million deaths and more than $400 billion loss and more than 15% of carbon emissions. And at that point, I want to present you our technology, smell control. Smell control is high sensitivity AI supported multi-gas detection system. And actually, you can think of it as a digital nose. And how do we do it? How do we create a digital nose? The process is simple actually. We have a sensor. We produce a sensor, and that sensor actually analyzes the gases in the air with our nanohybrid detectors, and then transform it to the ASCII codes, and then we collect those data and then classify it with the help of AI, and then integrate it to our application, which means you can read it as a real-time data. With our sensor, you can read the data of what type of gas is in the air right now, what is the density, and the change rate. So we are not saying that we invented the wheel, but we say we are developing it. So there is actually other gas detector companies in the market right now, but we have actually a specific specialty that distinguishes us from the others. Our sensor can detect thousands of types of gases in the air, while the others can detect only a few types of gases with only one sensor. So it's very efficient, and also we have 1+2 that we can personalize our sensor for you. Our target group is public institutions, industrial organizations, and individual customers. And the market is huge. $600 billion is in gas technology systems around the globe, and it has 7% market growth rate. So our serviceable obtainable market is in Turkey is $9 billion, and our targets in the first 5 years is actually to correspond approximately 3 to 5% of the market share, which is equal to $510 to $850 million. So, as I said, we can personalize our sensor for you. According to our business model, we have two types of products right now, for B2C and for B2B. For B2C, our product has 16 channel VOC and other analyzer, and for B2B, we have 64 channel development kit. So you can use our sensor in gas detection systems, and if we think outside of the box, you can actually use it in mining systems, in cosmetic area, in whichever area you can use. We can personalize it for you. And until now, we have our collaborations. We attended many contests, we attended many programs, and we are now collaborating with actually the Bursa municipality and the Halkbank. We did our first sales to them. We have office at Bilişim Mahallesi, and this is our roadmap. We started in 2024, and we did our tests and first launch, pivot launch, and sales. And right now we want to grow and globalize our company. So that's why we need investment. And we are offering actually 5% equity for $1.2 million investment. And we want to spend that money, that amount of money for product development, most of it, and for marketing and for the team. So and why you should invest us? Over the next 5 years, Smell Control aims to achieve more than 500,000 product sales and reach out to a total market that exceeding $100 million. And this is our great team that is containing computer engineers and business and then IoT engineers. Thank you for listening to me. If you have any other questions, you can reach us from our links, from our social media, from our contact numbers.
Thank you. I'll ask you a few questions, or maybe just one, because we're running out of time, which is a quick comparative, like comparison between the product that you sell to individual clients and the product that you sell B2B.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, actually, Juice has a question in the chat, so maybe start with that one.
Okay. Data is processed in the... We're doing data processing with Amazon Web Service, with clouds. We do use it.
All right, thanks. And maybe very quick other question is, to do a quick comparison between the product that you sell to individuals and like the product that you sell to businesses, because you said they don't have the same amount of captured, like same amount of gases that you can recognize.
Yes, for B2B, we have our sensor is containing 16 channels, 16 actually nanohybrid tubes. And what does this mean? This means actually it has 16 different channel that analyzes 16 different type of gases. And for the B2C, it has 64 different channels for the for analyzing gases. And this means actually for the B2C, you can detect much more actually amount of gases.
All right.
Yes.
And that doesn't change, I mean, the consistency of the detection.
The logic is the same.
Okay. Perfect. Well, thanks a lot, Maliha. And sorry that you had technical issues.
Yes.
If you would like an introduction, don't hesitate to let us know either at the link, and we'll send you the link again in case you missed one of the companies. But you can also let us know through this survey. Thanks a lot to everyone, both for attending and for pitching today. Congratulations to all of the entrepreneurs that were here. I think we made it quite on time, so that's good. And I'm gonna give a last word to Vincenzo.
Thank you very much, Antoine, and thanks to you and to Mohamed from the Euroquity BPI team for facilitating this and for organizing this, and to the overall SEADE R&I project. Thank you all to the pitchers, to the startups, to the innovators. I mean, there's not just startups, there's also, as I understand, a non-governmental entity here. And thanks to the business support organization and to investors that tuned in with us for the entire hour. We will be in touch to indeed monitor the progress that you've been able to make thanks to the Innovation Fair and thanks to today's session. We'll be in touch, as you know very well, also for the 2 other support mechanisms that we put in place for the 18 finalists of the Innovation Fair, in particular the support through the Africa Europe Innovation Platform project, for which we will schedule a kickoff onboarding meeting before the Christmas break, so we'll be in touch on that. And indeed, we encourage you all to please finalize your onboarding on the SEADE, Euroquity, Euroquity BPI, the Innovation Fair label that is available on the Euroquity BPI platform. Perhaps Antoine, you can, or Mohamed, you can introduce the link again. You can just copy paste it in the chat so that those who have not yet made use of the label can register or can access to it. And then in the meantime, allow me to ask on behalf of the SEADE R&I project and the Innovation Fair Organizing Task Force, if you don't mind, let's turn on our cameras to take a collective group picture that we can use for social media communication on SEADE, from SEADE page to anywhere else. Feel free, of course, to communicate and post as widely as you wish on your social media platform. Do not forget to use the hashtags making it possible and not a regular event in reference to the Innovation Fair, and let's make things happen. Ready for the cameras on?
Isn't maybe Antoine? We love to see Milia very big, but maybe you can do it that we're all on stage.
Oh, true.
Thanks a lot. Now Vincenzo is the star for the moment. Or at least for me.
Now we go.
Brilliant.
So who's taking it? Are you guys taking the screenshots from the SEADE side?
Yeah.
Cool.
And with switching the cameras as well, because we have the recording, and so we share the recording for those of you that want it. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Speak soon.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thanks a lot.